Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the fifth unit, hydraulic machines. Okay, and in this series of lectures, we are going to see the first part, hydraulic turbines. Okay, now the syllabus for the fifth unit of Batu University hydraulic machines is divided into two parts. It is turbines in the first part and pumps in the second part. Okay, today we will start with the turbines. You can pause the video and you can see the whole syllabus. I'll not discuss the syllabus now. Okay, first we'll see about turbines and first importance of hydropower. Okay, now what is hydropower? Before we start with the hydraulic machines, okay, uh, and before we start with the turbines, we'll see what is hydropower. Okay, what is hydropower? Hydropower is the power derived from the energy of falling or fast running water, which may be harnessed for useful purposes. Or hydropower is energy that comes from the force of moving water. Okay, out of these both, any definition is okay. Okay, uh, basic meaning is hydropower is nothing but the power derived from the water which is falling from a great height, or a water which is running with a very great velocity. Okay, now the power of water has been used for many centuries, and it is also renewable energy because water can always be replenished by rainfall. Okay, as long as the rain falls, we won't run out of this energy source. Okay, now why are we studying first hydropower? Is we'll see hydroelectric power plant. In that hydroelectric power plant, we can see that the main uh, assembly, or the main component which is used to produce electricity, is nothing but the turbine. Okay, this is the turbine shown here. Okay, it is attached to a shaft, and on that same shaft a generator is also attached. Okay, so these both form a couple means these both turbine and generator are on the same shaft. Now what happens is, water which is on the upstream side of the dam, okay, water which is on the upstream side of the dam falls through the through this pipe which is known as a penstock. Okay, this water falls from a great height from a penstock or the pipe to a turbine. Okay, now here at the end of the pipe there is a nozzle for which through which the water can come out with very high velocity, and through that nozzle water comes out with a very great velocity and falls on this turbine. Okay, due to the force of the water the turbine starts to move. Okay, now as the turbine moves, okay, it is in the circular direction. The shaft also moves. Okay, and as the shaft moves the generator is also rotated. Okay, the shaft moves or rotates. Okay, due to which this turbine rotates, due to which the shaft rotates, and due to the shaft the generator is rotated, which can generate electricity. Okay, so we have seen the typical hydroelectric power plant. Okay, how electricity is generated, okay, in a hydroelectric power plant. Now study in brief about turbines. Okay, now in this lecture we'll just study about definition of turbine and classification of turbine. Okay, now what is a hydraulic turbine? In this case we are going to study hydraulic turbine. Hydraulic turbine, they are also known as water turbine, since for movement of those turbine, for the rotation of the turbines, the main power is provided by water, so it is known as hydraulic turbine or water turbine. Okay, a hydraulic turbine, okay, is a prime mover that uses the energy of flowing water and converts it into mechanical energy in the form of rotation of the runner. Okay, now hydraulic turbine is a prime mover. Prime mover definition is given here. What is a prime mover? A machine which uses the raw energy of a substance and converts it into mechanical energy. Okay, so hydraulic turbine, what does it do? It uses the raw energy of moving water or flowing water and converts it into mechanical energy by the rotation of the runner of the turbine. And when the energy of water is converted into mechanical energy, that mechanical energy converts into electrical energy with the help of a generator. Okay, the mechanical energy is used in running an electrical generator which is directly coupled to the shaft of the hydraulic turbine. Okay, we have seen here. Okay, this turbine is directly coupled with a generator through this single shaft. Okay, from this electrical generator we get electrical power which can be transmitted over long distances. Okay, so we'll classify the hydraulic turbines. The hydraulic turbines are classified as follows. Okay, first classification is according to the head and quantity of water available. Second is according to the name of the generator originator. Third, according to the action of water on blades. Fourth is according to direction of flow of water. Fifth is according to the disposition of turbine shaft, and sixth is according to the specific speed. So we are going to see all six classifications. Okay, so first classification of hydraulic turbine according to the head and quantity of water available. Okay, now there are according to head and quantity of water available is nothing but discharge of water available. Okay, so on the basis of head and discharge, we can divide the hydraulic turbines into two types. One is impulse turbine and one is reaction turbine. Okay, now impulse turbines require high head and small quantity of flow. Okay, that means impulse turbine require high head and small amount of discharge. Okay, that example is shown here. Okay, this head is very high. Okay, this head here, it is very high, and the discharge, the pipe is very small, so the discharge coming from it is also very small. So this is an example of impulse turbine. Okay, now reaction turbine requires low head and high rate of flow, that is high discharge, but reaction turbine come in two types. Okay, reaction turbine come in two types. One requires low head. Okay, that means low height and high discharge, and the other requires, and the other type of reaction turbine requires medium head and medium flow or medium discharge. Okay, so these are impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Next, according to the name of the originator. Okay, that means according to who invented the design of that turbine. So Pelton turbine is one type of turbine which is named after Lester Allen Pelton, and it is an impulse type of turbine. Second is the Francis turbine. Okay, Francis turbine is also named after James Francis. It is a reaction type of turbine which requires medium height and medium discharge. Okay, third is the Kaplan turbine which is named after Dr. Victor Kaplan. Okay, now according to the action of water on moving blades. Okay, on the basis of that, turbines can be divided into impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Okay, that impulse turbine, under impulse turbine there is only one type of turbine, that is the Pelton turbine, and under reaction turbine there are two types of turbine, that is Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. This what is meant by impulse turbine and what is meant by reaction turbine, that we will study in detail in the next lectures. Okay, just we have to remember impulse turbine for low discharge and high head. Okay, and it has only one type, Pelton turbine, and reaction turbine for high discharges and low head. Under that we have two types of turbine, Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. Okay, now fourth classification is according to direction of flow of water in the runner. Okay, now in this there are four types: tangential flow turbine, radial flow turbine, axial flow turbine, and mixed flow turbine. Now tangential flow turbines. Okay, Pelton turbine is a tangential flow turbine. We'll see the diagram. Okay, Okay, now this is a Pelton turbine. Okay, now here what happens, this is the penstock, that is the pipe which comes from above, and this is the nozzle attached to the end. Okay, now no, water comes out with a very high velocity from this nozzle, and it strikes these cups. These are cups which are attached to the periphery of the wheel. Okay, this is nothing but the Pelton wheel turbine. This is the wheel on over which periphery the cups are attached. Now what happens, the water strikes with a very high velocity this cup, so this cup will move forward, and on the place of this cup another cup will take its place. Okay, this cup will also rotate forward, and on the place of that cup another cup will take its place. So this way the turbine keeps on rotating. Okay, now this flow is an example of tangential flow. Okay, the jet of water strikes the wheel tangentially over the cups. Okay, so this is the Pelton turbine. Next is the radial flow turbine. These turbines are no more used, but if you want to know what is mean by radial flow, the flow in the impeller of a centrifugal pump is nothing but a radial flow. Okay, so you can see those lectures about centrifugal pump. That is the example of radial flow. Now next is the axial flow. Okay, now for axial, Kaplan turbines are axial flow turbines. Okay, okay, now this is a Kaplan turbine. Okay, now what happens, this is axial flow, that means water comes from the side and it falls directly downwards. This is the turbine, Kaplan turbine, and this is the shaft attached to the turbine. So the flow of water takes place parallel to the shaft. Okay, this is the flow of water, this is the shaft, so these both are parallel. Okay, so the flow takes place from up to down in an axial direction. Okay, so this is Kaplan turbine, and it is an example of axial flow turbine. Okay, last is the mixed flow turbine. Okay, Francis turbine is a mixed flow turbine, that means it is the addition of radial flow and axial flow. Okay, so now this is an example of mixed flow turbine, that is radial plus axial. What happens in that is the water arrives and it flows radially, and then it falls down through this turbine. Okay, it falls down through this pipe which is axial in nature. So first the movement of flow of water is first radial, then it falls down, which is axial. Okay, so it is a case of mixed flow turbine. Okay, the description is given here, you can pause and see. Okay, we'll go directly. Fifth, according to the disposition of the turbine shaft, that is turbine shaft may be either vertical or horizontal. Okay, now Pelton turbines have horizontal shaft, whereas uh, Kaplan turbine and Francis turbine have vertical shafts. Okay, and the last classification is according to specific speed. Okay, now what is specific speed? Specific speed of a turbine is defined as the speed of a geometrically similar turbine that would develop 1 kilowatt under 1 meter head. Okay, so what is specific speed? Okay, it is speed of a turbine that would develop 1 kilowatt power for 1 meter head. Okay, so this is the formula where n is the normal speed, p is the power, h is the head given, and ns is the specific speed. We'll see about specific speed in detail in the next lectures. Now important, turbine with low specific speed need to have higher heads, that is Pelton turbine, and the turbines with high specific speed need to have lower head, that is Francis and Kaplan turbine. Thank you. Here the classification is over.